Hey everybody, so today we are going to talk about paperbacks and how to make them using the double fan method. You're going to need, in my opinion, a ruler, a brush, some clamps, parchment paper, and some boards. The first thing you're going to do is take your typeset and split it into signatures, just like you would for sewing your text block. After you've finished separating your signatures, you are then going to cut them in half instead of folding them. You put them all together and you would still organize them just like you would your folded signatures. Now take your loose pages, straighten them out, tap them on your desk, and I actually use a binder clip. I clip it here just to make sure that my edge is really straight. I take those two boards and I clamp the text block in between those two boards. Now that you have your loose text block and you have it in your boards, you're going to take your piece of paper and lay it down to catch some extra glue. Be prepared to get messy here. There's a lot of glue and it will go everywhere. You're going to take the pages and you're going to fan them down and add glue to that top of the spine. Get it really good in there. Now you're going to take the entire thing and you're going to flip it over. You're going to fan the pages again, going the opposite direction, and add more glue to the spine. Because of the way the pages are fanned out, the glue gets on every single page when it's fanned this way. So make sure you add lots of glue to get on each page. Now that you've added all of your glue, you're going to straighten your pages all the way up, smush them together, and add another layer of glue on the top. Now you're going to take a piece of mull and you're going to add it to the top of your spine. Really press it down on the sides, really make it sure that it's good and tight. You're going to add some more glue and you're just going to keep pulling on that mull. Get the entire spine as flat as you can. And for good measure, add some more glue. I will use a handy dandy binder's clip at this point to keep everything nice and straight. Once all of that is dried, you're going to add another layer of glue. And you're going to let that dry again before adding a third layer of glue. Now that it's dried, you can see that there's a nice little layer of glue on the spine about the width of a dime. I usually put it in my press at this point and get any waves out that might be there. Next, I'm going to make my cover. I've already designed it and I've printed it out, and now I'm cutting it to size. Now that I have my cover cut to size, I actually take my metal ruler and I use it to crease the cover where the spine is. Now I can check to see that my glued text block can fit in my cover. And it does. Now it's time to add glue to the inside of my cover. I've added these little lines here to help me know exactly where I want to glue. Make sure you have extra paper laid out so that you don't get glue all over your workspace. I'll spread my glue out on both my cover and on the spine of my text block and let it sit for a few seconds, up to a minute, just to let it get nice and tacky. I'm going to put it in my case. You can see that piece of wood that I have sitting against the back of my desk with a piece of parchment paper. My own method here is to stick the book in between the two blocks and then brace another book against it to keep it nice and steady. Keep your book in between those blocks for a few hours so you know that the glue has dried. Let's check out the spine now that the book is out of the press. Looking at each end of the spine, you can see there is a nice layer of glue between the cover and the spine of the book. It's about the thickness of a dime. The book opens nicely, the spine is flexible, and none of the pages will fall out. This is the end of my tutorial, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you for coming, and happy binding!